Hello, and thank you for joining me as I take a slow moment out of the day. Let us begin as we do. Breath in and out again. Another one. And out again. We're inviting the day in, aren't we? Asking it to look back and to see us, because we are known. We are known by it. And I think that's pretty fantastic, to be honest. Knowing is a hard thing to pin down sometimes. Sometimes it's very easy. We learn something, we didn't know it before, and now we do. But are we known? Some systems can never know us. And yet, they are pure in their intelligence. Well, that's how I describe it. Pure intelligence. I see it when I watch the videos of those car assembly lines. You see the robots moving the different parts along. And then the welding robots will fizz the pieces together. There's no human inside. And that system, though it doesn't think about how far it is away from retirement or whether it should invest in Bitcoin or not, it seems to have an intelligence, or it seems to know something. Well, I can imagine that it does, which is all I'm asking you to do, of course. It seems very capable, very intelligent, if we use our imaginations, for one thing, for one job. Doesn't know anything else. Not even the outcome of its work. It's productive, but it has no sense of the product. So, in its busyness, in its work, it only knows itself. Sometimes it's very hard for us to be in the moment and to stay in the moment. Cornerstone of meditation, as they say. And it's an objective that is often very mysterious, or at least it's described as mysterious. It isn't. So we should demystify it a little bit more. And we can do that by thinking about these closed systems that have a pure kind of intelligence. They know something, maybe, but that something is only itself. So, for example, our sense of smell. there's a series of nervous activity as neurons fire and receptors respond and what have you. But that process is closed. It gets to a point where it crosses a line into what we might call consciousness. But up to that point, it is only known to itself. The transporting of that information is only known to itself. And that's all it knows. If we imagine that it's intelligent in some way, which is a fun thing to imagine, if you're me. But if we really focus, take a moment to feel that there is some kind of process taking place that ultimately, eventually makes us recognize a rose or an orange or a perfume. There's some sort of series of steps, and they're happening in a kind of automated way, and they happen all the time. It is a knowing system within us that we don't have control over. We don't decide when a receptor for a odor should be active. We can be aroused consciously towards focusing ourselves on something that our senses have identified as significant or pleasant or whatever it might be in some way. That's all part of our survival system. But our sense of smell is always on. So we can take a moment, we can sense that constancy. We can sense it. And to do so brings us really clearly into the moment. Because we are suddenly one with a closed system that knows only itself. That's powerful because it has no sense of the clock ticking. It has no sense of what it wants for lunch or the meeting it has to attend later this afternoon. It has no notions of these things. It knows only itself. In the same way that the universe knows only itself, that we are a consequence of it. We're almost like one of those little receptors. Thank you for joining me. And I hope that there's a closed system out there that you can share a moment or two with, and that it brings you into the moment and allows you to forget all those distractions, all those things that aren't momentary.